Hello everyone. Welcome back to DreamWave English. I'm Sophia, your host for today. This lesson is not just about listening or repeating. It is about building real skills that you can use in daily life. Every sentence you practice will help you grow more confident, more natural, and more fluent. Think about this. Learning English is just like exercising. If you go to the gym every day, your body gets stronger. In the same way, if you practice English every day, your brain becomes stronger. You start to think in English, speak faster, and communicate more easily. That is exactly what we will do together in this video. Today, we are going to focus on the building blocks of real communication. These are the simple but powerful conversations you use everyday greetings, introductions, and small exchanges that make you sound confident. Many learners try to jump into difficult grammar or advanced vocabulary too quickly. But the real secret is here. If you can master daily conversations, everything else will become easier. So, let's start with one of the most common and important parts of speaking English. Greetings. A greeting is like a door. When you say hello to someone, you are opening the door to communication. If you use the right words and the right tone, the other person will feel comfortable and the conversation will flow. The simplest greeting is, "Hi, how are you?" Say it with me now. Hi, how are you? Repeat again, slowly, and focus on the rhythm. Notice how the words connect. Hi, how are you? Native speakers connect sounds smoothly, almost like music. Another common and very natural greeting is, hello. It's nice to see you again. Let's practice together. Hello. It's nice to see you again. Did you notice the friendly feeling in that sentence? It is longer than just hi, but it sounds warmer and more polite. Now, let's try a slightly more advanced greeting. Instead of just saying, how are you? You can say, how have you been? How's everything going with you? These phrases are very common among native speakers. They show real interest, not just politeness. Let's practice. How have you been? How's everything going with you? Good. Say them a few more times until they feel natural. Remember, a conversation does not stop after a greeting. It always moves forward. For example, if someone says, I'm doing well, thank you. You should reply in a way that keeps the flow alive. You could say, that's great to hear. What have you been up to lately? This short reply shows that you care about the other person and want to hear more. Let's practice a short dialogue together. I will play both parts, and you repeat after me. Hi, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. That's great to hear. What have you been up to lately? Now let's do it again slowly. Listen to the rise and fall of the voice. That melody is called intonation, and it makes you sound natural. Here is another example of a real-life situation. Imagine you meet someone you have not seen for a few weeks. You might say, hey, it's been a while. How have you been? And they could reply, I've been busy with work, but I'm doing fine. How about you? You can answer, I've been good too. Just trying to keep up with everything. Do you want to grab a coffee sometime this week? This short dialogue is full of useful expressions. Let's repeat it together. Hey, it's been a while. How have you been? I've been busy with work, but I'm doing fine. How about you? I've been good too. Just trying to keep up with everything. Do you want to grab a coffee sometime this week? Did you notice how natural it feels when you add a friendly suggestion at the end? Asking to meet up makes the conversation complete. It is exactly how real conversations move from small talk into real plans. Now, let's practice another very common daily situation. Introductions. When you meet someone new, you need to know how to introduce yourself politely. Introductions are very important because they create the first impression. The simplest way is, "Hi, my name is your name. Nice to meet you." Repeat it now. "Hi, my name is Atagi. Nice to meet you." If you want to sound a little more advanced, you can say, "Hi, I'm your name. It's a pleasure to meet you. What's your name?" Let's try it together. "Hi, It's a pleasure to meet you. What's your name?" When the other person replies, you should respond with interest. For example, if they say, "I'm Alex," you can say, "Nice to meet you, Alex. Where are you from?" Let's practice the full introduction dialogue. "Hi, I'm Natasha. It's a pleasure to meet you. What's your name?" "I'm Alex. Nice to meet you, Alex. Where are you from?" Repeat it slowly with me. Feel how smooth the words connect. This is the foundation of fluency. Practicing short but meaningful conversations until they become automatic. At first, you might need to think about each word. That is normal, but if you practice often, your brain will start to process these sentences like music. You will not need to translate in your head. You will simply speak. Now, let's review quickly. Today, we practiced greetings and introductions. You learned how to say "Hi, how are you?" in different ways, how to reply naturally, and how to introduce yourself politely. These small conversations are like little bridges. Each bridge connects you to another person, and the more bridges you build, the easier it becomes to cross into fluency. So, keep repeating, keep practicing, and soon you will notice a big change. Great job practicing greetings and introductions. Now that you know how to say hello and meet new people, the next step is learning how to talk about your day. This may sound simple, but it is one of the most powerful ways to practice English. Why? Because when you talk about your day, you use verbs, time expressions, and details about your life. These are the exact things that make your English sound natural. Let's begin with the most common question. How was your day? If someone asks you this, the easiest answer is, "It was good." But let's be honest, this answer is too short. If you stop here, the conversation will also stop. To sound fluent, you should expand your answer and add more details. Let's try an example. "It was good. Thank you. I went to work in the morning, had a busy afternoon with meetings, and then relaxed at home in the evening." This answer is much better because it gives more information and invites the listener to continue the conversation. Let's practice together. Repeat after me slowly. "It was good. Thank you. I went to work in the morning, had a busy afternoon with meetings, and then relaxed at home in the evening." Say it again, but this time try to focus on the rhythm of the sentence. Notice how natural it feels when you connect the words. Now, let's create a short dialogue. "Hi, how was your day?" "It was good. Thank you. I had a lot of work in the morning, but I enjoyed some free time in the evening. How about you?" "My day was busy too, but I managed to go for a walk after dinner." This is a real-life conversation. Practice it with me, line by line. Imagine yourself actually talking to someone. Here's another way to make your answers more interesting. Add feelings. Instead of just describing what you did, talk about how you felt. This makes your English sound more expressive. For example, my day was tiring, but I feel proud because I finished everything I planned. My day was exciting. I met a new colleague and learned something interesting. Let's practice these together. My day was tiring, but I feel proud because I finished everything I planned. Now repeat. My day was exciting. I met a new colleague and learned something interesting. Did you notice how emotions add color to your English? Feelings make your words come alive. Let's do a quick exercise. I will give you an activity, and you expand it with feelings. For example, if I say, I cooked dinner, you can expand, I cooked dinner, and it was relaxing because I tried a new recipe. If I say, I went shopping, you can expand, I went shopping, and it was fun because I found a great discount. Now you try in your mind. Think of your own activity from today and add a feeling to it. This practice trains your brain to expand sentences automatically. Talking about your day also means asking about other people's day. This keeps the conversation alive. After you answer, always remember to ask, how about you? How was your day? This small question shows interest and keeps the dialogue going. Practice with me. How about you? How was your day? Good. Now, let's make another short conversation. How was your day? It was a little stressful. I had many tasks at work. Oh, I understand. Did you finish everything? Yes, but I'm very tired now. I hope you can rest well tonight. This type of exchange is very common. Notice how the conversation grows naturally when you show interest in the other person. Now let's practice using time expressions. These are words that tell when something happened. Examples are in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, yesterday, today, last night. Here's a practice sentence. I woke up early in the morning, worked hard in the afternoon, and watched a movie in the evening. Repeat after me. I woke up early in the morning, worked hard in the afternoon, and watched a movie in the evening. Good. Here's another one. Yesterday, I met my friend for lunch. In the evening, I studied English and then went to bed early. Practice it now. Yesterday, I met my friend for lunch. In the evening, I studied English and then went to bed early. These kinds of sentences are powerful because they train you to describe your life clearly and in detail. Now let's do one more short dialogue. What did you do yesterday? I went to the supermarket in the morning, cooked lunch at home, and then met my cousin in the evening. Sounds nice. Did you enjoy the time with your cousin? Yes, we had a lot of fun talking. This is how you can take a simple topic, your day, and turn it into a real, flowing conversation. Let's summarize what we practiced in this part. Instead of short answers, like it was good, expand your sentences with details. Add feelings to make your English more expressive. Use time expressions to organize your story. Always ask the other person about their day to keep the conversation alive. Remember, fluency is not about speaking fast. It's about speaking naturally, clearly, and with confidence. The more you practice talking about your day, the easier it will be to describe other topics in English. So from now on, make it a daily habit. Every evening, say a few sentences in English about your day. For example, today, I studied English for 30 minutes, cooked dinner, and watched a movie. I feel relaxed now. If you do this every day, your fluency will grow like a strong tree, little by little. But surely, you did a great job learning how to talk about your day. Now, let's move into another very important area, ordering food and drinks. Why is this useful? Because no matter where you are, you will always need food, and knowing how to order politely makes you sound confident and natural. Let's begin with the most basic way. I'd like a coffee, please. This is short, polite, and easy. Repeat it after me. I'd like a coffee, please. Now let's make it a little more advanced and natural. Could I please have a medium latte with no sugar? This sounds polite, complete, and fluent. Practice it. Could I please have a medium latte with no sugar? Great. Now, let's build a short dialogue at a cafe. Good morning. What can I get for you? Good morning. Could I please have a medium latte with no sugar? Of course. Anything else? Yes, I'd also like a blueberry muffin. Please. Sure. That will be $5. Here you go. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Have a nice day. This is exactly the type of English you will use in real life. Let's practice it slowly together, one line at a time. When you practice ordering, you can also change the items. For example, could I have a green tea with honey? Please. I'd like a chicken sandwich with extra lettuce. Please. The structure stays the same, only the item changes. This is a simple trick to practice fluency. Just replace the food or drink, and you instantly have a new sentence. Now let's move to another common daily situation, asking for directions. This is very useful when you are in a new place or traveling. The key is to be polite. A basic version is, "Excuse me, could you tell me where the bus station is?" Repeat it with me. Excuse me, could you tell me where the bus station is? Another version is, "Excuse me, I'm looking for the nearest train station. Could you help me?" Say it now. Excuse me, I'm looking for the nearest train station. Could you help me? Notice the polite phrases, excuse me, and could you? They make your English sound respectful and friendly. Let's create a short dialogue. Excuse me, could you tell me where the nearest supermarket is? Yes, it's just down this street. Walk 2 blocks, and you'll see it on your left. Thank you very much. You're welcome. This is a very realistic situation. Repeat it slowly with me. Now, let's practice a small exercise. I will give you a place, and you try to create the question. For example, if I say library, you say, excuse me, could you tell me where the library is? If I say bank, you say, excuse me, I'm looking for the nearest bank. Could you help me? Try with park, hospital, or post office. This will train your brain to create sentences quickly. Asking for directions is important, but so is giving directions. Let's practice that too. You can say, go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left. The bank is on your right. Walk down this street until you see the park, then turn right. The library is across from the school. Repeat these sentences slowly. Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left. The bank is on your right. Now the second one. Walk down this street until you see the park, then turn right. The library is across from the school. Here's a short giving directions dialogue. Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the library? Sure. Walk down this street until you see the park, then turn right. The library is across from the school. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Good. This is exactly how people talk in real life. Now let's practice combining both situations, ordering food and asking for directions in one small story. Imagine this: you are traveling in a new city. First, you stop at a cafe. Good morning. Could I have a cup of tea with lemon? Please. Of course. Anything else? No, that's all. Thank you. After you finish your tea, you go outside and want to find the train station. Excuse me, could you tell me where the train station is? Yes, walk straight for 3 blocks, then turn right. The station is next to the bank. Perfect. Thank you very much. See how natural that story feels. These are exactly the situations you face when you travel or live in an English-speaking country. Let's review the key phrases from this part. Ordering food and drinks. I'd like, please. Could I please have? Asking for directions. Excuse me. Could you tell me where? Giving directions. Go straight. Turn left. It's on your right. Practice them again and again until they feel automatic. Remember, fluency is not about big words. It's about using the right words at the right time. Simple phrases, spoken clearly and politely, are the foundation of real English communication. So, next time you go to a cafe or need directions, try these sentences out loud, even if you are practicing at home. Imagine yourself in the situation and speak with confidence. The more you do it, the more natural it will become. Now that you can order food and ask for directions, let's move into something even more important: small talk. Small talk may look simple, but it is the heart of real communication. People use small talk every day to be polite, to start conversations, and to build connections. If you can handle small talk naturally, you will sound much more fluent and confident. Let's start with one of the most popular small talk topics: the weather. It may sound boring, but trust me, it works everywhere. When you don't know what to say, talk about the weather. Here's a simple example. It's such a beautiful day today, isn't it? It looks like it might rain later. Practice with me. It's such a beautiful day today, isn't it? Now again. It looks like it might rain later. Did you notice the intonation at the end? It rises slightly, making the sentence sound friendly. Now let's build a short dialogue. Good morning. It's such a beautiful day today, isn't it? Yes, it really is. The sun is shining, and it feels so warm. I hope it stays this nice for the weekend. Me too. I'm planning to go hiking. See how natural this feels. It starts very simple, but it leads to a real conversation. Another common small talk topic is work or study. People often ask about what you do because it's polite and shows interest. Here are 2 good questions. How's work going these days? How are your classes this semester? Repeat them. How's work going these days? Now try. How are your classes this semester? Let's practice with a dialogue. Hi. How's work going these days? It's been a bit busy, but I'm managing. How about you? My work has been busy too, but I've learned some interesting things recently. That sounds great. It's always nice when work feels rewarding. This kind of short conversation is something you can use with colleagues, classmates, or even new friends. Now, let's talk about another small talk topic: hobbies and free time. Asking about hobbies makes conversations more personal and enjoyable. You can say, "What do you usually do on weekends? Do you have any hobbies?" Practice with me. What do you usually do on weekends? Now repeat, do you have any hobbies? Here's a sample dialogue. So, what do you usually do on weekends? I usually spend time with my family and sometimes go out with friends. How about you? I like to read books and watch movies when I have free time. That sounds relaxing. Do you have a favorite type of movie? Yes, I really enjoy comedies. Notice how one simple question about weekends grows into a longer conversation. This is the magic of small talk. It can open the door to deeper connections. Let's do a practice exercise. I will give you a topic, and you create a small talk question about it. If the topic is travel, you might ask, have you traveled anywhere recently? If the topic is food, you can ask, what's your favorite restaurant around here? If the topic is weekend, you can ask, do you have any plans for the weekend? This exercise helps you prepare for real conversations. Now let's practice a longer small talk dialogue about travel. Do you enjoy traveling? Yes, I love it. I recently visited Spain. That's amazing. Where in Spain did you go? I went to Barcelona. The city was beautiful, and the food was delicious. I'd love to visit Barcelona someday. What was your favorite part of the trip? The architecture was incredible, especially the Sagrada Familia. See how small talk about travel naturally becomes a deeper conversation. Let's also try one about food. What's your favorite restaurant around here? I really like an Italian restaurant near the park. Oh, nice. What do you usually order there? I usually get pasta with seafood. It's delicious. That sounds amazing. I'll have to try it sometime. By asking simple questions, you can keep the conversation flowing smoothly. Now let's do one last small talk practice about the weekend. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Yes, I'm planning to visit my grandparents. How about you? I think I'll just stay home and relax. Maybe watch a movie. That sounds nice. It's always good to take a break. Small talk may look small, but it builds big bridges. Each short conversation gives you confidence and helps you connect with people naturally. Here's what to remember from this part. Use simple topics like weather, work, hobbies, travel, or weekend plans. Ask friendly questions to keep the conversation alive. Listen carefully and add short replies like, that sounds nice, or I'd love to try that. Don't be afraid of simple sentences. Small talk is not about perfection. It's about connection. So, from now on, whenever you meet someone, try to start with small talk. Even a short sentence, like it's a beautiful day today, can lead to a friendly and enjoyable conversation. You've done a wonderful job practicing small talk. Now, let's move into another group of conversations that you will definitely need in real life. Shopping, eating in restaurants, and visiting the doctor. Let's begin with shopping. When you go to a store, one of the most common questions is about the price. The simplest way to ask is, how much does this cost? Repeat it with me. How much does this cost? If you want to sound more polite and fluent, you can say, excuse me, could you tell me how much this costs? Say it slowly. Excuse me, could you tell me how much this costs? Now let's practice a shopping dialogue. Excuse me, how much does this shirt cost? It's $20. Do you have it in a medium size? Yes, we do. Would you like to try it on? Yes, please. Thank you very much. You're welcome. This is a very common situation in clothing stores. Let's practice it line by line. You can also ask about colors or styles. For example, do you have this in another color? Could you please show me a pair of black shoes in size 9? These sentences are practical and polite. Repeat them. Do you have this in another color? Now try. Could you please show me a pair of black shoes in size 9? Excellent. Shopping conversations are short, but very useful. Now let's move to another common situation. Going to a restaurant. Eating out is fun, but you need to know the right sentences. When you arrive, the server might ask, "Do you have a reservation?" If you don't, you can say, "No, I don't. Could we get a table for 2? Please." Practice it now. "No, I don't. Could we get a table for 2? Please." If you do have a reservation, you can say, "Yes, I have a reservation under your name." Once you are seated, the server might ask, "Can I get you something to drink?" You can answer simply, "Yes, I'd like some water. So please." Or, make it more advanced. "Could I have a glass of sparkling water with lemon? Please." Let's practice. Could I have a glass of sparkling water with lemon? Please. When it's time to order food, you can say, "Yes, I'd like the grilled chicken with vegetables. Please." If you need more time, you can say, "Not yet. Could we have a few more minutes?" Now, let's build a restaurant dialogue. Good evening. Do you have a reservation? No, we don't. Could we get a table for 2? Please. Of course. This way. Please. Here are your menus. Can I get you something to drink? Yes. Could I have a glass of sparkling water with lemon? Please. Sure. And for you, I'll just have a cup of tea. Thank you. Great. Are you ready to order? Yes. I'd like the grilled chicken with vegetables. Please. And I'll have the pasta with tomato sauce. Perfect. Your order will be ready shortly. This is a very realistic restaurant conversation. Practice it slowly, one line at a time. Now let's move into another important situation. Visiting the doctor. This may feel stressful, but with the right phrases, it becomes much easier. At the reception, you may hear, "Do you have an appointment?" You can answer, "Yes, I have an appointment at 10. Is it with Dr. Smith?" Or, "No, I don't. Can I make an appointment, please?" When you see the doctor, they may ask, "What seems to be the problem?" You can answer, "I've been having a headache for the past few days." Or, "I'm feeling very tired, and I don't know why." Let's practice them. I've been having a headache for the past few days. Now repeat, "I'm feeling very tired, and I don't know why." Now here's a short doctor's office dialogue. Good morning. Do you have an appointment? Yes, I have an appointment at 10. C0 with Dr. Smith. Please take a seat. The doctor will see you soon. Good morning. What seems to be the problem? I've been having a headache for the past few days. I see. Do you have any other symptoms? Yes, I also feel tired most of the time. All right, I'll run some tests to check what's happening. This dialogue is extremely practical. Repeat it slowly with me. You can also describe other health problems. For example, I've been having stomach pain since yesterday. I've had a cough for a week. I'm having a sore throat, and it hurts when I swallow. These are useful phrases that help you explain clearly. So in this part, we covered 3 real-life situations: shopping, asking about prices, sizes, and colors, going to a restaurant, making a reservation, ordering food and drinks, visiting the doctor, explaining symptoms, and making appointments. Each of these conversations is practical and powerful. They give you confidence in daily life and prepare you for real situations. Remember, always stay polite, add details, and practice slowly until the sentences feel natural. The more you repeat, the more fluent you become. You've practiced shopping, eating out, and visiting the doctor. Great work! Now let's focus on 3 more everyday situations that you will definitely need: banking, public transportation, and taking a taxi. Let's start with banking. Visiting a bank may feel difficult because of new words, but the most important phrases are actually simple. When you walk into a bank, you may hear, "How can I help you today?" You can answer, "I'd like to open a bank account. Please, I'd like to deposit some money. Please, I'd like to withdraw some cash. Please." Let's practice them slowly. I'd like to open a bank account. Please, I'd like to deposit some money. Please, I'd like to withdraw some cash. Please. Now let's practice a short banking dialogue. Good morning. How can I help you today? Good morning. I'd like to open a bank account. Please. Of course. Do you have your ID with you? Yes, here it is. Thank you. Please fill out this form. This is a common and polite exchange. Here's another dialogue. Hello. How can I help you? I'd like to withdraw $200. Please. Certainly. Could I see your bank card? Yes. Here you go. Thank you. Here's your cash. Have a nice day. Thank you. You too. That's it. Banking English is simple when you know these key phrases. Now let's move to public transportation. When you travel by bus or train, you often need to buy a ticket. The most basic phrase is, "Could I get a ticket to place?" Please. Practice it now. Could I get a ticket to London? Please. If you need to ask about price, you can say, "How much is a ticket to place?" If you want to ask about time, you can say, "What time does the next train leave? When is the last bus to place?" Repeat after me. What time does the next train leave? Now try, when is the last bus to the airport? Here's a short dialogue at a train station. Excuse me, could I get a ticket to Manchester? Please. One way or return? Return. Please. That's £25. Here you go. Thank you. You're welcome. The train leaves at 10:30 from platform 4. This is very realistic and useful. Now let's practice a bus station dialogue. Excuse me, when is the next bus to the airport? The next bus leaves at 5:50. How much is a ticket? $10. Could I have one ticket, please? Sure. Here you go. See? Simple, polite, and practical. Now let's move into another common situation. Taking a taxi. When you enter a taxi, the first thing you usually say is your destination. For example, could you take me to the airport? Please. Can you take me to the city center? Practice it with me. Could you take me to the airport? Please. If you want to ask about price, you can say, how much will it cost to get to the station? If you want to be polite, you can also say, could you please drive me to this address? And then show the address on your phone. Here's a taxi dialogue. Hello. Could you take me to the Hilton Hotel? Please. Sure. Do you want to take the highway or the city road? Which one is faster? The highway is faster, but it costs a little more. Let's take the highway. Please. No problem. This is a very natural taxi conversation. Here's another one. Excuse me. Could you drive me to the train station? Of course. Do you have a preferred route? No. Please take the fastest way. All right. It should take about 15 minutes. Simple and useful. Let's review quickly. At the bank, I'd like to open a bank account. Please. I'd like to withdraw some cash. Please. At the bus or train station, could I get a ticket to place? Please. What time does the next train leave? In a taxi, could you take me to place? Please. How much will it cost to get there? All of these sentences are short but powerful. They give you confidence to handle daily life in English. Remember, in these situations, politeness is important. Always use please and thank you. These small words make a big difference. So, the next time you are at a bank, train station, or in a taxi, try using these sentences out loud. The more you practice, the more natural they will feel. You've learned how to travel around the city, shop, and even visit the doctor. Now, let's focus on situations that are very common when you travel. At the airport, checking into a hotel, and making phone calls. Let's begin with the airport. When you arrive at the check-in counter, the staff may say, "May I see your passport?" Please, you can answer, "Yes, here it is." They may also ask, "Do you have any luggage to check in?" You can say, "Yes, I have one suitcase," or, "No, I only have carry-on luggage." Practice with me. Yes, I have one suitcase. Now try, "No, I only have carry-on luggage." Here's a sample airport check-in dialogue. Good afternoon. May I see your passport? Please. Good afternoon. Yes, here it is. Thank you. Do you have any luggage to check in? Yes, I have one suitcase. All right. Please place it on the scale. Here's your boarding pass, your flight boards, at gate 12. Thank you very much. This is a realistic and useful exchange. At security, you might hear, "Please remove your laptop and liquids from your bag. Please take off your shoes and belt." Practice them slowly. At boarding, the staff may say, "Boarding pass and passport, please." And you can answer, "Here you go." Now let's move to checking into a hotel. When you arrive, the receptionist will usually say, "Welcome. Do you have a reservation?" You can answer, "Yes, I have a reservation under your name." Or, "No, I don't. Do you have any rooms available tonight?" Practice with me. Yes, I have a reservation under Smith. Now try. No, I don't. Do you have any rooms available tonight? Here's a hotel check-in dialogue. Good evening. Welcome to the Grand Hotel. Do you have a reservation? Yes, I have a reservation under Johnson. Thank you. May I see your ID? Please. Of course. Here it is. Great. You'll be staying for 3 nights in a double room. Here is your key card. Your room is on the 5th floor. Thank you very much. This is exactly what you need when checking into a hotel. Sometimes, you may need to ask for extra things. For example, "Could I have an extra towel? Please. Is there Wi-Fi in the room? What time is breakfast served?" Repeat these. "Could I have an extra towel? Please. Is there Wi-Fi in the room? What time is breakfast served?" These questions make you sound polite and prepared. Now let's practice another short dialogue. At the hotel reception. "Excuse me, could I have an extra pillow? Please." "Certainly. We'll send one to your room right away. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Enjoy your stay." Perfect. Now let's move to making phone calls. Sometimes, even in today's world of text messages, you still need to make phone calls. When you call someone, the polite way to start is, "Hello. This is your name. May I speak to person's name, please? Practice with me. Hello, this is Anna. May I speak to Mr. Brown, please? If the person is not available, you might hear, I'm sorry, he's not available right now. Would you like to leave a message? You can answer, yes. Could you please tell him that I called? Or, no, thank you. I'll call back later. Here's a short phone call dialogue. Hello, this is Anna. May I speak to Mr. Brown, please? I'm sorry, he's not available right now. Would you like to leave a message? Yes, please. Could you tell him that I called? Of course, I'll let him know. Thank you very much. This is polite and simple. If you are the one receiving the call, you might say, hello, may I ask who's calling? Or, hello, this is your name. How can I help you? Another important phrase is when the connection is not clear. You can say, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? I didn't catch that. Could you say it again? Please, let's practice them. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? I didn't catch that. Could you say it again? Please. Very useful when the line is bad or noisy. So, in this part, you learned 3 important areas. At the airport, checking in, going through security, and boarding. At the hotel, making a reservation, checking in, and asking for things. On the phone, starting a call, leaving a message, and asking for repetition. These conversations prepare you for travel and communication in real life. Remember, when you practice, don't just repeat the words. Imagine the real situation. Picture yourself at the airport or hotel. Speak with confidence, as if you are really there. This will make your English sound natural and alive. Great progress so far. You've learned how to travel, shop, order food, and even make phone calls. Now, let's focus on situations that happen in professional and educational life. Job interviews, meetings, and classroom conversations. Let's begin with job interviews. This can be stressful, but if you prepare the common questions and answers, you will feel more confident. The interviewer usually starts with, can you tell me a little about yourself? You can answer, sure. My name is your name. I studied your subject, and I have experience in your field. I'm hardworking, and I'm very interested in this position. Practice it slowly. My name is Anna. I studied business, and I have experience in sales. I'm hardworking, and I'm very interested in this position. Another common question is, why do you want to work here? You can answer, I admire this company because of its reputation for quality. I want to be part of a team where I can learn, grow, and contribute my skills. Repeat, I want to be part of a team where I can learn, grow, and contribute my skills. Let's practice a short interview dialogue. Good morning. Can you tell me a little about yourself? Good morning. Yes, of course. My name is Anna. I studied marketing, and I have 3 years of experience in digital advertising. I'm hardworking, and I'm very interested in this position. Why do you want to work at our company? Because I admire your innovative projects. I want to grow my career in a place where I can learn and also add value. This is professional, polite, and confident. Another typical question is, what are your strengths? You can say, I am good at communication and problem solving. I work well in a team, but I can also handle tasks independently. And for, what are your weaknesses? You can say, Sometimes I focus too much on details, but I'm working on improving my time management. These answers show honesty and positivity. Now let's move into meetings at work. Meetings require polite, clear, and professional English. If you want to share your opinion, you can say, "In my opinion, we should focus on customer satisfaction. I believe this strategy could help us save time." Repeat them. In my opinion, we should focus on customer satisfaction. I believe this strategy could help us save time. If you agree with someone, you can say, "I completely agree with that point. That makes sense to me." If you want to disagree politely, you can say, "I see your point, but I think we should also consider another option. That's an interesting idea, but I have a different perspective." Practice them slowly. "I see your point, but I think we should also consider another option." Here's a short meeting dialogue. Let's discuss the new project. Any ideas? In my opinion, we should focus on improving customer service first. I completely agree. That will help us keep our clients happy. That's true. But I think we should also look at reducing costs. Good point. Let's try to balance both goals. This type of conversation is very natural in meetings. You can also ask questions politely during a meeting. For example, "Could you explain that a little more? Could you give us an example?" These questions show interest and help you understand better. Now let's practice classroom conversations. This is important if you study abroad or attend English courses. When you want to ask a question, you can say, "Excuse me, could you explain this part again? Sorry, I didn't understand. Could you repeat that? Please." Practice them. "Excuse me, could you explain this part again? Sorry, I didn't understand. Could you repeat that? Please." When you want to answer a teacher's question, you can start with, "I think the answer is, in my opinion." If you don't know the answer, you can say, "I'm not sure, but I think it might be." This shows effort and keeps the conversation active. Here's a classroom dialogue. Does anyone know the answer to this question? I think the answer is option B, because it matches the example. That's correct. Well done. Excuse me, could you explain the last part again? Of course, let me go over it one more time. Very natural and helpful for students. Let's also practice group work in class. When you work with classmates, you can say, "Let's share our ideas. What do you think about this topic? I agree with you. I have a different opinion." These short phrases make group discussions smoother. So in this part, you learned job interviews, common questions and professional answers, meetings, sharing opinions, agreeing and disagreeing politely, classroom conversations, asking questions, giving answers, and working in groups. These skills are essential not only for travel, but also for study and career success. Remember, don't try to memorize everything at once. Practice a few phrases every day, and soon you'll feel much more confident in professional and academic situations. You've practiced many professional and travel situations. Now let's focus on something closer to your personal life, talking about family, friends, daily routines, and making plans. These topics are the foundation of friendly conversations, and they help you connect with people on a deeper level. Let's begin with family. When you talk about your family, you can start with simple sentences. I have a small family. There are 4 people: my father, my mother, my sister, and me. I come from a big family. I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. Practice them slowly. I have a small family. There are 4 people: my father, my mother, my sister, and me. Now repeat. I come from a big family. I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. If you want to talk about someone in your family, you can say, my father is a teacher. He loves reading books. My mother works in a hospital. She's very kind and hardworking. These sentences are simple but warm. Here's a short dialogue. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Yes, I have one younger brother. That's nice. How old is he? He's 15 years old. What does he like to do? He likes playing football and video games. This is a very natural conversation about family. Now let's talk about friends. Friends are an easy topic for small talk or longer conversations. You can say, I have a best friend named Sarah. We met in school, and we've been close ever since. My friends and I like to hang out at the park or watch movies together. Practice them. I have a best friend named Sarah. We met in school, and we've been close ever since. Here's a short dialogue about friends. Do you have many friends? I have a few close friends, and I value them a lot. What do you usually do together? We usually go out for coffee or play sports on the weekend. That sounds fun. See how natural and friendly that feels. Now let's practice daily routines. Talking about your daily routine is useful in many situations, like when you meet new people, study, or travel. A basic routine looks like this. I usually wake up at 7 a.m. I have breakfast, then go to work. In the afternoon, I study English for 1 hour. In the evening, I relax and watch TV. Practice it slowly. I usually wake up at 7 a.m. I have breakfast, then go to work. In the afternoon, I study English for 1 hour. In the evening, I relax and watch TV. Here's another example. On weekdays, I wake up early and go jogging. I work until 5 p.m., then cook dinner. At night, I read or listen to music before sleeping. Daily routines can also be used to ask about others. For example, what's your daily routine like? What do you usually do on weekdays? Let's practice a dialogue. What's your daily routine like? I usually wake up at 6 exercise, and then go to work. After work, I spend time with my family. That sounds nice. Do you study English every day? Yes, I try to practice for at least 30 minutes daily. This is a simple but powerful conversation. Now let's move to making plans. This is something you will often do with friends and family. To invite someone, you can say, would you like to go to the movies this weekend? Do you want to have lunch together tomorrow? Practice them. Would you like to go to the movies this weekend? Now try. Do you want to have lunch together tomorrow? If you agree, you can say, yes, that sounds great. Sure, I'd love to. If you cannot, you can say, I'm sorry, I can't. Maybe another time. I'm busy that day. But thank you for inviting me. Here's a short dialogue. Do you want to grab a coffee after work? Yes, that sounds great. What time? How about 6 p.m.? Perfect. See you then. Another dialogue. Would you like to go hiking this weekend? I'd love to, but I'm busy on Saturday. How about Sunday? Sunday works for me. Let's plan for 10 p.m. Great. See you on Sunday. This is exactly how real plans are made in English. Let's review the key points from this part. Talking about family. Describe family members, their jobs, and hobbies. Talking about friends. Share what you usually do together. Talking about daily routines. Explain your day, step by step. Making plans. Inviting, accepting, or politely refusing. These topics are simple but powerful. They allow you to build friendly, natural conversations that make you sound more fluent. Remember, practice with your own real life. Talk about your family, your friends, your daily routine. When you personalize the sentences, they will feel more natural and easier to remember. Congratulations, my friend. You've reached the final part of this English practice journey. From part 1 all the way to part 9, you've worked step by step on many useful topics. Now it's time to review, connect everything together, and give you the confidence to keep practicing every single day. Let's begin with a quick review of what you've learned. In part 1, you practiced greetings and introductions. You learned how to say hi, how are you, in different ways, and how to introduce yourself politely. In part 2, you learned how to talk about your day, expand your answers, add feelings, and use time expressions. In part 3, you practiced ordering food and asking for directions, two of the most practical skills for daily life and travel. In part 4, you learned how to make small talk with topics like weather, work, hobbies, and weekend plans. In part 5, you practiced shopping, eating in a restaurant, and visiting the doctor. Very real and useful conversations. In part 6, you learned phrases for banking, transportation, and taking a taxi, essential for travel and living abroad. In part 7, you practiced airport English, checking into hotels, and making phone calls. In part 8, you focused on professional and school situations, job interviews, meetings, and classroom conversations. In part 9, you learned to talk about family, friends, daily routines, and making plans. Wow, that's a lot of progress. If you review all these parts again and again, you will have a strong foundation for speaking English in almost any situation. Now, let's connect everything in a short story. Imagine you are traveling, studying, and working in an English-speaking country. You arrive at the airport and check in confidently. Good afternoon. Here's my passport. I have one suitcase to check in. At your hotel, you say, "Good evening. I have a reservation under Smith. Could I also have an extra towel, please?" The next day, you go to a cafe. "Could I have a medium latte with no sugar, please?" Later, you meet a new friend. Hi, my name is Anna. Nice to meet you. What's your name? You make small talk. "It's such a beautiful day today, isn't it?" You talk about your day. "I had a busy morning, but I feel relaxed now." You ask about directions. "Excuse me, could you tell me where the train station is?" You go shopping. "How much does this shirt cost? Do you have it in another color?" You visit the doctor. "I've been having a headache for the past few days." At work, you join a meeting. "In my opinion, we should focus on improving customer service." With friends, you make plans. "Would you like to go hiking this weekend?" And with family, you share. "I have one younger brother. He's 15, and he loves football." Do you see how all these parts connect together? Each situation builds your ability to communicate naturally. When you practice these conversations, you are preparing yourself for real life in English. Now, let me give you some final tips for success. Practice daily. Even 10-15 minutes every day is better than studying for hours once a week. Consistency builds fluency. Speak out loud. Don't just read in your head. Use your voice. Speak clearly, slowly, and with confidence. Repeat dialogues. Go back to the conversations we practiced. Repeat them again and again until the sentences feel automatic. Personalize. Replace the examples with your own life. Instead of saying, "I have a brother," say the real sentence. "I have a sister named Maria. She loves painting." Don't fear mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. Every time you speak, even with errors, you are training your brain. Fluency comes from practice, not from perfection. Use English in daily life. If you cook dinner, say out loud, "I'm cooking dinner now." If you go shopping, say, "I'm buying vegetables today." Turn your daily routine into practice, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. Learning English is not only about grammar or vocabulary. It is about communication, connection, and confidence. Think about how far you've come. When you started, maybe you only knew a few phrases. Now, you can handle greetings, daily life, shopping, travel, work, school, family, and more. That's amazing progress. Here's my final message for you. Don't stop here. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep growing. Every word you say in English is a step forward. Every conversation is a chance to learn. Be patient, be consistent, and you will reach fluency. Remember, English is not just something you study, it's something you live. So, keep speaking with confidence, keep learning with joy, and keep moving closer to your goals. I believe in you. You can do this. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss future lessons. I'll see you in the next practice. Keep believing in yourself and keep speaking with confidence.